Welcome to this video guide on installing and configuring the Google Backup software. Installing and configuring the software is a three-part step. Step number one is to configure the Google Docs API for remote access. Step two is installing and configuring the Google Backup server. And step three is installing and configuring the Google Backup client. Today we're going to be focusing on step number one, configuring the Google Docs API for remote access. Now, when you want to manage your Google Docs as an administrator, you launch a browser, you go to your Gmail account, you log into your Gmail account through a username and password, and you're at your main screen. That's great for a person, but software programs access and manage your data through an API, an application program interface. This is much more powerful and also much more secure. In order for this to work, we need to enable some features in the account and create a client ID key. Later, we will use this key with the backup software. Okay, I've preloaded some settings in a document so that we don't have to type them. So we're going to navigate to this page right here, and I'm going to show it to you in a second. We're going to go to https://console.developers.google.com/project. Takes just a second to load, and once we're here, we're going to create a project. These are two projects that have already been created. We're going to create a new project. We're going to give it a name, Test Backup in our case, but you can create any name you want. We're going to create it. Takes just a second. And you get taken to this page right here. From this page, we're going to click on APIs and Authorization and APIs. We're going to go over to Google APIs and we're going to enable certain APIs. First, the Drive API. Takes just a second. And we're going to enable it. We're going to go back. We're going to enable the Calendar API. We're going to enable it. Go back. The Gmail API. Go back. The Admin's SDK. Enable. And finally, the Contacts. So in all, we've enabled 5 APIs: Drive, Calendar, Gmail, Admin, and Contacts. Next, we're going to go on Credentials, and we're going to add credentials and select Service Account. Here, we're going to create a JSON file. This is an actual file with the extension JSON that gets downloaded to our computer. We're going to create it. And this will actually create a file that gets downloaded to our computer. We're going to leave this alone for now, and we're going to go back to it later. Also here, we see that our service account has been created. If I select it, we see a client ID. I'm going to go ahead and select this client ID, and I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. We're going to use it in just a second. Now we go back to our account. Select our Google Apps. Scroll down a little bit. We're running low resolution, so in our case you couldn't see it, but click on the More button. And then we're going to select Admin. Just a little wait here. And we're taken to this page. We're going to select Security. We're going to scroll down. Show More, Advanced Settings. We're going to select Manage API Client Access. And here we're going to enter our client information. The client name is actually the client ID. That's this code right here that I had copied to the clipboard. I'm going to paste it. and one or more API scopes. Here I'm going to go back to this document right here where we have a whole bunch of this. This is usually this is available in the documentation as well, but I am going to copy it from here. Otherwise, yeah, you can read all this, but like I said, it's available in documentation, and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to authorize it. Here are other accounts, but this right here is the account that I just created. You see how 248, that's that same account. If I wanted to get rid of it, I click remove. That would make this JSON file no longer work. Speaking of this JSON file, let's go take a look at it. I'm going to click on show all downloads. We actually have an old one that we created earlier. This is the old one, but this is the one we did right here. So this file right here, we're going to want to save it, and we're going to use it later when setting up the server. Well, I want to thank you for watching this demo on how to manage the Google API, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much.